We already studied that if else and else if ladder and nested if and also the simple if, right? So in the last class we studied about nested if. In nested if and else if ladder, we will be able to make multi-way decisions. Multi-way decisions. Why we are using this decision making statements? Based on a condition, we will be able to skip or execute a particular lines of code. So rather than going in the sequential order, we will be able to execute certain set of lines, either leave a certain set of lines, or we can execute a few lines of code. So this way we can change the normal sequential execution of the C program. So we have seen that nested if else and else if ladder, with that we will be able to make multi-way decision using in the C program. So that those were like we have to sit and code, but there is an inbuilt, listen here, there is an inbuilt multi-way decision statement in C, which is known as switch statement. So here switch statement is very often used for all the theory question as well as in most of the programs also when we are writing menu driven programs. Listen here, when we are writing menu driven programs, we will be making use of this switch case. Got it. So here we will see some of the points. A switch statement. So these terms you should be knowing. Inbuilt, built-in or inbuilt, built-in multi-way decision statement. So which is the inbuilt multi-way decision statement in C. So you have to answer it as switch case, right? The switch statement evaluate the value expression in the switch condition, evaluate the value of the expression in the switch condition and compares it with the multiple case label. I'll explain with that example. So for the time being, you should understand that we will be mentioning the condition in the switch case. So based on the condition, which can be an expression, which will be evaluating to a integer, or it can be a character constant. And based on that, if I am comparing it with any of the case labels, you can have multiple case labels in the switch statement. So if any of those expression is matching with the case label, then the lines of code which is written below the case, below each case will be executed. So when a match is found, the block of statement associated with that case is executed. The case labels are either the constant values, either it can be a character or it can be an integer. It can be a character constant or integer. Case labels can be a character constant or an integer. So when we are writing an expression for the switch, you can the expression should be evaluating to an integer or it should be a character, and the case labels should be a character constant or an integer. A break statement is used to terminate the switch case. So using the switch case, I will be asking you to write the same program which we have written using the previous if else statements. Okay. So now 65 participants. Try to join on time. Now in the beginning also I'm asking you to give attendance, right? Okay, so the default, so each of the case label or the statements to be executed will be ending with a break statement, So after all the case label, you can give an optional case. In case none of the case labels match, you can direct the program to execute the default case. So default case is an optional case and it will be executed if none of the conditions in if else also, if else if rather we had used the last case or which we have mentioned after the else. In else we will be giving the default case. Likewise, in switch case, we will be giving the default case using the keyword called default. The switch statement is very useful in writing menu-driven programs. So we have menu-driven programs and we'll be writing it using the switch statement. So we will see how it is written. So in the switch case statement, all should be writing that program today. So understand the syntax. You will be writing switch. Switch is a keyword, case is a keyword, break is a keyword, Default is a keyword. Okay, so a switch case statement is written with the switch followed by an expression, which is written in braces, which is written in parentheses. So a simple bracket is used in order to write the expression. This expression should be evaluating to an integer, or it can be a character constant. So this expression, we usually accept it from the user. You can either have it as a number or as a character or as an expression. Expression means what? Expression is a combination of operator and operand. So you can give, so 2 plus 3 is an expression, right? What are the operands? 2 and 3 are the operands and plus is the operator. So combination of operand and operator will give you an expression. So that expression should evaluate to an integer. 2 plus 3 will be giving you 5. So this expression, you can either give it as this expression, it can be evaluating to an integer or it can be a character constant. How to mention character constant? How to mention character constant? Answer in the chat box. What makes a character as a constant? How to make the compiler to take the ASCII value? Is it double quotes or single quotes? You can answer in the chat box. To make it a character constant, all are answering your names now also. Single quotes if you mention the character, double quotes for his strings. So for single quote, if you are putting the character, then it will be taken or accepted by the compiler as a character constant. Okay, now after each case, we will be giving the case label. Case label should be either a character constant or an integer. When I am asking then and there, that answer should come. Okay, don't wait others to message. So the case labels also should be an integer or a character constant. After each case label, you will be mentioning the statements to be executed. After each case, we will be mentioning the statement to be executed. So after the statements, we will be giving a break. After the statements to be executed, we should be giving a break. Got it? So break is essential for a case for the statements to be executed. I'll show you different types of what are the changes which will happen if you didn't mention a break statement or if you didn't give the statements over here. Okay. Now, and for each case, you can write as many cases as you want, and for all the cases, you can give the set of statement to be executed. And if none of the case labels are matching with the expression value, then it will move towards the default statement. Default, as you can see, it is a default case, but we are not using the keyword called case, just default. And for each of the case label, it should be ending with a colon. Don't make this mistake. I cannot correct all those. No, everyone is sending the this one. No, so you should take care of these small mistakes. I'm ready to correct. No need of getting scared. And I'm seeing that many of you till now has like I think at least around 20 or 18 students have not sent any of the programs till now. Okay. If you are scared that ma'am will not be correcting mine or nothing of that sort, if you are new to programming, you should always send me. I will correct you with small errors, or if whatever screen you are getting, that you just send me, I can help you out. Okay. You don't think I am not from a computer background, so I will not be able to do. You send me and I'm ready to help you. Even I'm like I can call you and ask you that errors, or help you in correcting those errors. Everyone, don't make me to send the list of the students who have not executed any of the program till now. I don't want to embarrass you, so it's better you execute and send me. Okay, I'm regularly updating my Excel. Okay, so here the case labels should be ending with a colon. Understood? Colon, the difference between colon and a semicolon. Colon is double dot, semicolon is a dot and a comma, right? So after each sentence, you should be ending with a semicolon, but for the case labels, you should be ending with a colon. In the default case, we are not using the case keyword, but it is also ending with a colon. Are you getting? So for the switch, we are writing the expression, there is no semicolon. You know, for the if statement and all the decision making statements, we are not using any semicolon. All other lines or the statements to be executed should be, all executable lines should be ending with a semicolon except the decision making statements. So if is not having, right, we saw just now, and in switch also, switch expression is not ending with a semicolon. Break should be ending with a semicolon, and the default and all the case label should end with a colon. Hope it is clear. Now that was the syntax which you have to write for the exam. And for this example, no, like I have not given the full program, but here I have given only the part of the program. We are asking the user to enter a number. We are accepting in a variable called number. Number is a variable name. You can either give n also, no problem. If I am giving number plus 1, number plus 1, it becomes an expression, right? So in order to show you can give an expression, I gave it over there. So what will be, all should be answering in the chat box. If I am entering 3, what will be printed? In this switch case, if I am entering 3, what will be printed? You can see that if I am entering any number, it will be accepting in the variable called number, and number plus 1. So if I am entering 3, it will be 4. And it will be checking with the case label whether it is matching. So case label 4. So it will be printing Thursday. 4. All are answering 4. Wrong answers only you will be. So what it will be printing, I am asking, you are telling 4. Number will be 4, but it will be printing the statements will be executed which is given under the case label 4. One, if you the first student, if they answer wrong, all will be answering wrong. So if I give 4, it will be printing here as I gave number plus 1, it will be printing Friday. So now tell me, those who didn't answer, those who didn't send any programs only, I will be asking questions. So today we have enough labs, no? 3 hours of labs we have. I'll be catching only those students who didn't send any of those programs till now. So I'm maintaining everything, even the, okay. So those, Praveen, I don't know whether I didn't update yesterday night, I couldn't update, but still. Praveen, you just tell me what will be printed if I am entering 2. What will be printed if I am entering 2? Praveen?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what will be printed if I am entering 2, number 2. See through the line. If I am entering 2, what will be printed using the switch case? Don't wait for the answers. Here I am entering 2, switch case, using switch case, which sentence or what will be printed?
Tuesday, ma'am.
Huh?
Tuesday.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday, ma'am.
Tuesday. Why?
There in case 2, the printf is Tuesday, ma'am. So
okay. So in the previous one I had given number plus 1. So it will be taken as 3. Now I deleted that plus 1. I was seeing whether you are listening. So number plus 1, it will be 3. Then it will be printing Wednesday. But now I removed plus 1. It's only number, right? So switch to the case label which is matching to that is case 2. So it will be printing Tuesday. Okay. Now,
yes,
okay. Now in this case, in the right side, I have given, this is using numbers, right? Numbers. In this case, right side, I have used alphabets as the character constants as the case labels, right? I am using character constants. So in order to accept the character, we can either use scanf %C, right? What is the format specifier for accepting the characters? %C. For string, For string, we will be using %s, right? Now, there is another function for accepting the input from the user. We have studied only printf and scanf. Printf is for printing, right? And scanf is for accepting, right? So in order to output, get an input from the standard input device, which is our keyboard, we will be using scanf. And in order to print output onto the monitor, which is our standard output device, we'll be using printf. These two functions only we have studied till now, but we have other functions which we can use in order to get an input from the user and to print output onto the monitor. One such input function, another input function is get character. Get character is for getting a character from the keyboard. So for using the get character, if I am accepting an alphabet, I can ask the user enter an alphabet. If I am accepting the alphabet, if I am accepting the alphabet called W, what will be the output? Kaushik, can you tell me what will be printed if I am getting an input from the user as W? Kaushik, are you there?
Wednesday, ma'am.
Okay. So why, okay. So Wednesday, here you can directly see alpha, no, it will be accepting the W letter, and it will be directly moving because it is checking and seeing that the case label for this third case is matching. So it will be printing Wednesday. So if I am entering someone else, Nisha, tell me, if I am entering S, what will be printed? If I am entering S, Nisha, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
If I am entering S, what will be printed? If I am entering Saturday. Why? Why, Nisha? Tell me. Why Saturday? Tell. Default case will be executed when? Default case will be executed when? When none of the case labels match, right? Here M, P, W, TH and F is given. It's not matching with the S, so it will move to the default case. So tell me, Tejaswini, can you answer when I'm entering Z? When I'm entering Z, the letter Z, which case or what will be printed? Tejaswini, are you there? Tejaswini.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What will be printed if I'm entering Z? If I'm entering the alphabet set?
Ma'am, there is nothing.
Nothing with the label Z. So what will happen? If none of the case labels are matching, Tejaswini, listen. If none of the case labels are matching, then it will move towards the default case. Understood? So it will be printing Saturday. If I enter X, what will happen? It will be printing
Saturday.
Got it? So hope it is clear now. Okay. I'll run and show the programs, but now little theory I'll take. So this will be the switch case statement corresponding to that. Now if you are drawing this flow chart, you can use one decision box and with the mini branches which will be indicating here there is no true and false. Here from that output from the decision box, we can label it to either to case label 1, which will execute the block of statement indicated down, or we can have another, I didn't draw the line, so another line here, and then for the block of statements to be executed for case label 2, and likewise now as many case labels we have, we can label it. And for the last one, if you have any default case, here this default case is optional, understood? This, if you are not writing also, we can write the program with only those which are, so it may create error. So if you are unknowingly entering any other alphabet, it will be throwing error. So in order to avoid that, we are keeping the default statement. Got it? So this will be the flow chart corresponding with the corresponding to the switch case statement using decision box. Now there are certain rules for the switch case. So all cases under the switch case, one more thing which you have to see is for all the switch cases, after when you start with the switch case, I had shown already here, there is one thing which is more mandatory, that is the curly bracket or the parenthesis or the braces should be starting and ending after the switch statement. So after writing the switch and the expression or the condition, you have to start with a curly bracket, and after writing all the cases and the default case, you should end it with a curly bracket. So this is mandatory. Are you all listening? This is mandatory, but for each case, there is an optional bracket which you can either start, we can either have or not. So if you have more than one line also to be executed under each case label, you can just leave it like without any bracket. There will not be any error. But in case of if statement or if else statement, if you have more than one line of code to be executed, then you have to start and end a curly bracket. For switch case, even if you don't mention the curly bracket for each of the set of statement to be executed for each case label, there will not be any error. That is optional. The curly bracket, is it clear? The curly bracket which will be making the block of statements for each case is optional, while the curly bracket for enclosing all the case labels, these two brackets are compulsory. Got it? So you can either keep or avoid for the blocks of statements which we are writing after the case. That is one rule. So all the cases under the switch case should be enclosed within the braces for all, but the statements for each case label, understood? For each case label, you need not put that is optional. You can either have or not. That is your wish. The condition in the switch case statement must be an integer. The condition after the switch case, we write switch and then in bracket we'll give the condition, right? The condition can be an integer or an expression which will evaluate to an integer, or it can be a character constant. We should not be using any real numbers with the decimal numbers. We cannot use it for as the expression, or that expression should not evaluate to give an decimal number. Now the case label, the third one is the case label, and the default must be terminated with a colon. I told, right? Case label and the default case should be ending with a colon, while all other sentences should be ending with a semicolon, and switch should not have any colon or semicolon. No two case label constants should be identical. If you are giving the case label, it should be different. Both cases, two cases should not have the same label. And now the default is an optional case. I told already. If you are not mentioning the default case is also that it will not show any error. But the only thing is, in order to avoid input entry, you can always keep a default case, and it need not be always at the end. You can place it anywhere. And the case statement without break, I told, no, a break is also an optional thing, but only thing is, if you're purposely keeping it, then it is fine, but otherwise it will be we will not get the expected output. Case statement without break will execute all the statements until it encounter a break. I will execute and show you. If you are not giving any break for a particular case label, then it will execute all the statements until, so it will execute from, you have seen here, if I'm not mentioning this break, what will happen is, if I'm entering 1, it will print Monday and then Tuesday, and then it will encounter a break, right? So it will be printing both Monday and Tuesday. If I'm not mentioning any break for any of these, what will happen? If I'm not mentioning break, only for the last break if I'm keeping, then it will be, even if I'm entering 1, it will be printing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it will encounter a break. Even if I'm not mentioning this break also, then what will happen is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because when it encounters a default or a break, it will be stopping the execution. So So if you are running the program and you are finding that it is not giving the expected output, you check whether break is mentioned. Now, integer expression used in different case statements can be specified in any order. As I told, like that case labels we have given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can give it in different order. If you are not mentioning all the numbers also, it is fine. After 1, if I am giving 5 and then the next case label 6, it is also fine. And if you are not giving in ascending order also, it is fine. There is no such rule. A switch case may occur within another switch. So this is also important. It will be asked when I am giving that small test at the end of this class. A switch case can have another switch that is known as nested switch statement. Nested, if we have seen, right? Likewise, we can also have a nested switch statement. That means under the case label, you can start another switch case. Under one case label, I thought I will show it in the program. Okay. So inside one case label, suppose if I want to have another under, if it is Thursday, if you want to have some other condition to be satisfied, so you can have another switch, and then here you can give another condition number, and here if it is Wednesday, I need something else to be done. So I can start another switch case over here. Understood? So this is known as what? This is known as type in the chat box. Type in the chat box.
Nested switch.
Nested switch. Okay. So like this, you can have it. So all the cases you can have under one switch case label. So that is known as nested switch. It is optional to have the statements for a particular case. The statement mentioned for the next case will be taken for the cases those not mentioned. So one more thing which you can do is, even if you are not mentioning the statements, if you just enter the case label with a colon and you are not giving any statements, then what will happen for the two cases which is coming after this, this case label, it will be executing the same set of statements. I'll run it and show. The character constant used in the case labels are considered by their ASCII value. I told already, when we are giving the characters within single quote, the compiler will be taking the ASCII value because it is considered as a character constant. It will be taking the ASCII value, and there are certain limitations for the switch case. That is, only one variable can be tested with the available case statements. So for this case statements, suppose yesterday's set program to print the percentage or the marks for the attendance percentage, you were given the condition like if the percentage, attendance percentage AP, you are using the variable AP, right? If it is greater than or equal to 91, then if it is greater than or equal to 91, then it will be printing what? 5 marks, right? So in order to give greater than or equal to 91, you cannot use the switch statement. So if I am entering in AP as 96, so how to check using switch case? We cannot use. It will be exactly comparing only whether it is the case label is 96. It cannot check whether it is greater than or equal to 91. That is an expression with a relational operator. Relational operator we will study in the next chapter. Relational operators are these operators which is used to compare between. So if it is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or equal to. So if I am using such a relational operator as a switch case expression, we cannot have using the switch case. You have to go for if else statements. So depending upon our requirement, we can either use if else statement or you can go for switch case statement. Now the floating point, double, long type variables cannot be used in the cases for the switch statement. So you cannot have an expression which is evaluated to a real number and have the case label with a decimal number. So that's why I told we can have only integer value or character constant, and multiple statements can be executed in each case. One advantage is there for the switch case. The thing is, for if I have multiple statements to be executed, we have to put curly bracket. Understood? Only one line. Printf means you can avoid using the curly bracket. But if you have multiple statement to be executed for an if statement, you have to put the pair of braces. But if you want to execute multiple lines for each for the case label in the switch statement, you can avoid using the pair of bracket. That is an advantage. These two are the disadvantages or the limitations of the of the switch case when compared to that of the if statement. But this is an advantage that we need not put any pair of braces for each of the for the case statements which are given after the case label. So here I have given one example also. So this I will ask you to execute. Here after the other program, I'll just show you. In Turbo C, I'll just show one program. So here the same program now I have typed over here. We are asking the user to enter an alphabet between E to Z. If the user is entering an alphabet using the get character, you are able to see, right? Get character, I'm accepting the value to a variable. To a, what type of variable is ch? What type of variable is ch? You have to type in the chat box. I will be referring it. So ch is a character constant, right? Character. So it will be accepted as a character constant. It is not a character array. We are not defining an array. It's a character. So we are accepting the character in the variable called ch. Now it will be checking switch ch. It is going to match with the case label. If it is m, then it will be printing. So there are the user may either enter a capital M or a small m. Now for the small m, I didn't mention any lines to be executed. So what will happen is, if you are not mentioning anything for a particular case label, and we are continuing writing with the second case label, then for both the cases, for small m and capital M, if you want to print Monday, you can go by this method. So what will happen is, if you are not mentioning the statements to be executed for the first case, it will execute the it will move to the next line and it will execute the lines which we have mentioned as the second. So I'll run it and show what will happen now. So if I'm entering, now I'm entering small m, right? So it will be printing what? You should always answer in the chat box. So it will be printing Monday is a weekday.
Monday.
Monday. Now again, if I'm entering capital M, what will be printed? It will be printing Monday is a weekday. Monday. So both it will be printing Monday. So here I have given only Monday, but after the case statements I have given a printf statement is a weekday. That's why it is common for all, no? So I gave printf after, in order to show that after executing the statements which we have given in the after the case label, it will be moving to the break. When we encounter a break, what will happen? When break is encountered, we will study in the next chapter, but still I am telling you, when the program encounter a break, it will exit from the switch case. Understood? So as soon as this break is encountered, when this case label is matching, it will print this line, and when the break is encountered, it will jump from here. It will not execute other lines of statement. It will come over here and it will print is a weekday. And then it will move towards the get ch. One more thing is, like, if you want to comment one line, we have studied only one type of commenting. That is, if you want to comment a particular line, you can start with a slash and an asterisk and end with a slash and asterisk and a slash. That is for paragraph, one para. If you are 2 or 3 lines, if you put it, if you want to give it in comment. If you want to give a single line to be commented, then you can use this double slash. Only this one if you give. So if I want to comment only one line, means I can just give, just put a double slash over here. Okay. So I'm commenting 3 lines. If you are commenting, it will be in this light blue color. Okay. And now the thing which I was going to explain is like, if you are not mentioning the suppose now if I want to give This is clear, right? For both, no, it will be printing the same case statements if I'm not mentioning the case statements separately. Now, if I'm going to, if I'm not putting this break, what will happen? So I'll ask you, Sudhir, are you there? So tell me, when I'm running this program, what will be printed? If I'm removing this break, if I'm entering M, what will be printed? Sudhir, are you there? Sudhir, are you there?